guess what? It's just so Trish, and our summer gaps is over. Okay, so come summer is when I like to spend time filling in gaps. And if you're a homeschool mom, you know we all got gaps in our education. It's just, it doesn't matter. It's just how it is. Unless you're faithful and you never swap curriculum. Kudos to you. Doesn't happen for me. It doesn't. It doesn't. And even then, and that's expecting that you actually completed the curriculum. Does anybody do that? Anybody? Anybody? So anyway. So I told you before, I got the links in the videos down here, like when I told you what we're going to do, and then I gave you an update, what's going on. I officially say only 3 of my 4 kids did a summer gaps, and that's where we're just filling in what we're missing and what we're lacking in, we fill in. And then my 4th one, we just started 1st grade early because we could take a much more relaxed approach, and I don't feel guilty like I'm behind if we start early in summer. So I'm only talking about my 3 kids that had gaps. So I'll talk first about Lottie. Lottie is going in 3rd grade next year, and what I did differently this year is I did the diagnostic test for A.C.E. and I used the diagnostic test to tell me where she was lacking. I did that, and I then ordered the paces that she was lacking in, that she needed work on. But because there was such a large amount of paces, well, for her, I will tell you, she tested out and above everything but math. And I still am choosing to place her, even though she placed ahead of spelling, ahead of reading, I'm placing her at grade level just so she learns the mechanics of what's expected of her, even though she has the skills set. And then not to move her on too fast. I hope that made sense. I talked to the ACE rep, we discussed it all, and he explained it that way, so I'm like, we're going with it. And then she can kind of have an easy year because she's learning the mechanics and the self-discipline versus having to really learn a new skill. So she took the diagnostic test. She needed to start at 16, and she needed to get to 24 in order to be ready to start 3rd grade at 25. She did the 3 books. I let her take a diagnostic. She tested out the next 4, and then I made her do 23 and 24. We finished this week. I kind of made a decision. Come the 31st of July, we're done. We're taking August off. You have to finish the books you are in. You're not going to do any more. We got to be done at some point. Let's be done and take a break. So today's Friday, the last Friday of July, and we're done. Like the last test just happened just now. So we did that. She loved it. She finished out. She didn't have perfect scores the whole time. You know, so it wasn't overly easy, but she pretty much had 100% on 3 of the books she did, and she had a 92 and a 96 in the other one, so she came out at a 97.7. According to PACE, ACE, A.C.E., it's an A+. It's the first time I've graded my kids. It was kind of different, but we survived, and it was good, and actually it's really building a sense of accomplishment versus just, I got it done. So there's for her. Baba, he had to work on math, English, and word building. Things went a lot slower for him. We schooled May, June, July. I will tell you, June and July, we did about 2 to 3 weeks in June, 2 to 3 weeks in July. So it was not hardcore at all. And really about 3 weeks in May. So it's summer. I don't have that expectation of every single day, but we do it often enough. So he was able to get through 3 books of math, 2 books of English, and 2 books of spelling. He did really well. I mean, he really came out, being able to do it. He has not been in a place to do a diagnostic test, but I'll tell you, I'm not really eager to diagnostic test him because he seems to be actually working at level. Very much at level. He's not flying through things. He is at level. He was actually ahead of Katie for math, and now they're on par. They're at the same place. He finished a day before she did. Katie has been the most. She actually did 9 pace books this summer. So Katie's going in 6th grade. She's on level for reading, writing, kind of deal, but her English was behind, her spelling was lacking, and I knew that was a big problem for her. She's always had a hard time spelling. She just phonetically didn't understand the rules, and her math was definitely behind. So she did 4 math books, and some of it she got slow and was taking her sweet time. Insert any word you want there, because I was feeling it. And sometimes I had to sit with her and be like, okay, come on, next one, and just kick her brain into going. But she found a joy in it, and she definitely started getting more comfortable with math that she has not had. She has enjoyed the instructions with A.C.E. So that was a huge one in our book. She got 4 maths done. She was able to do 3 math paces, the first 3 paces she needed, and then she was able to take the diagnostic test and test out 10 books. That was huge. English, she got through 3 books. Spelling, she got through 2. So she's definitely working through there. She got the most books done, but I kind of expect that because they were such lower levels. She's much older, kind of deal. From our experience on doing 3 months of gap learning through A.C.E., it's a definite stick it here in our home for homeschooling. Big time. The ability in which the way A.C.E. is set up, it makes it so much easier on me as mom. I think one of my hardest parts for me being a homeschool mom with 6 kids is the bottom 2. The 1-year-old and the 3-year-old wreck my brain most days. So my kids are easily able to work without me. They're engaged through them. They love the comics. Oh my goodness, they love the comics. They like to share the comic story and the character trait, being trained with it. And they have discussions amongst themselves, sometimes a little too much discussion, but they have discussions. So my children have really responded well. I think the fact that these are no more than 3 weeks at a time that you're in this brings itself a new newness to it, that compared to having books that are this thick, it just feels like it never ends. There feels like there's an ending and then there's a new beginning, and they enjoy. They're a lot like their mom. I'm a big starter finisher. The work in the middle just. So I don't know if they're getting that because of me or if they get it because we're from the same biological place, whatever, and we're just the same. But I feel like because they're smaller bite-sized pieces, they end up being more manageable to keep them. Like by the time they're over the starting phase, they're already coming to the end, so it works out well. It has lightened my load off immensely. The record keeping has been a gem, and it's just kept a good flow. I look forward to using some of the things I've learned in here to using in here to bring it up. So overall, it was a successful summer. It was awesome, and that's what we did with our gaps, and I feel like we made headway, and it's coming up to be a benefit. But I gotta go, so peace out.